Welcome back to episode 3 of Music and Coffee. I'm your host, Rick Chernicky, and tonight we'll be chatting with Livia Homerski, a junior at Borough. So Livia, tell us what got you into music.
Well, I come from a family of musicians. My father and my grandpa and both my uncles are all musicians, so it just kind of runs in my blood. I've been surrounded by music since I was young, and I've just really grown to love it.
That's awesome. So what brought you to Borough?
It was the cheapest school around, if I'm being honest, but also I knew that they had a great program for English, and they did not prove me wrong. My professors are fantastic, and I feel like I've learned a lot, really honed in on my writing skills while I've been here, so I love the Borough.
Cool. So do you ever write any songs in your English courses?
I have not, actually, but I have taken some poetry classes that have helped me work on my poetic vision and what I want to talk about and how I want to do so, as well as it's also helped me with rhyme and like learning different forms, so it's all kind of accumulated.
Right. What does poetic vision mean to you? What exactly is that? And what is your poetic vision?
Just talking about stuff that matters to me and in a way that this is a very complicated question.
We can go to an easier one.
Yeah, let's go to an easier one. I can't explain poetry like
Sure,
that.
no, that's fine. What kind of food do you like?
Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Anything with chocolate is
Yeah,
great.
chocolate's pretty good. Do you like dark chocolate or light chocolate?
Dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate?
Yeah. Antioxidants? Yes.
So, but tell me a little more about what got you into getting into music. So, you said you sort of come from a long line of people who have been into music, but where do you draw your inspiration? Like on a daily basis, I guess.
Probably just from all the music that I listen to. I listen to everything from hardcore music to listen to country. I've been in like a really big country phase lately.
I actually have been too.
Yeah, country is great. Even bluegrass, like
Yeah.
Alison Krauss, I've been listening to her a lot. And Sean Colvin, I've grown up with her, and she's fantastic.
Right on. Yeah, I'm into, I guess like the older country, and I'm not a huge fan of pop country, but I like, Johnny Cash and many others that are just escaping me right now.
A pop country, a lot of it is garbage. The only current pop country that I really like is Casey Musgraves.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, her album Golden Hour that came out last year, it's fantastic. Also, this is like a guilty pleasure, but Toby Keith. He makes very cheesy pop country, but it's still fun.
It is actually
You can't
kind
really
of
go
fun.
wrong. Like Whiskey for My Men, Beer for My Horses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I feel that when I was a kid, I used to really like it. I used to have this sort of like, it was way before, it was right as like iPods were surfacing, but it was like the most off-brand form of an iPod that you could possibly acquire for like $5. And it was actually just like a little radio in the shape of a triangle, but I used to listen to Toby Keith on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel ya. But so you said you draw inspiration from the music you listen to. So what songs and artists in particular really just like, I don't know.
Well, off the
you
top of
going?
my head, I'd say Grimes because I'm covering her tonight. I think she's just a really weird lady, and I love what she does. She's not afraid to be herself and put her artistic vision out there. So I think she's a really big inspiration, especially as like a young woman. Pretty much any woman in the music industry is a big inspiration because the industry is pretty like saturated with male artists, so it's nice to have ladies that I can look up to and learn from, especially vocally, because I just don't have the same range as dudes. So I need someone to learn from and learn how to use my upper range.
Right.
So I just follow a lot of ladies and check out what they do and try to imitate that.
For sure. What would you tell other young ladies like yourself who are trying to be relevant in the music scene?
I was given this advice the other day. Be tenacious.
Tenacious.
Don't be afraid to be yourself. do what you want to do. Hone in on a unique sound, I'd say as well. You know, try not to sound like anyone else. Like, you can draw inspiration, but if you're making music that sounds exactly like someone else's music, maybe think a little bit harder, because I'm sure that you have something deep inside of you that's unique and that you can bring to the table.
How do you really find that, though? I feel like it's kind of like tapping maple syrup. You know, it's really like deeply rooted in there, but once you finally strike that chord, you know, it comes pouring out.
It sounds really lame, but you just know.
Yeah?
You just know whenever you're doing something and it sounds like you and it sounds good
Yeah.
to you.
So what helped you tap your maple syrup? What was that moment where you're like, this is it. I found my sound.
I'm still working on my sound. I haven't really found it at all. All of the music that I've written each falls into like a different genre, I'd say.
Right.
Like the one song that I'm playing today is a little more twangy, indie acoustic, little country-ish, I don't know. But I've written other songs that are like definitely like pop punk songs, and I've written a song that's just like completely punk. It's about the royal family. I'm not going to actually say the title because it's profane.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right.
But yeah.
Right on. What are some of your most emotional songs that you've written, and why did you write them?
The first song I ever wrote, I wrote it because it was about an unrequited love that I had in high school. And so that one's pretty emotional. It's like a lot of vague lyrics, but they make like perfect sense to me. I don't know, I guess like a lot of songs are emotional just because they're like sad or they come from heartbreak. And then other songs are just about like being in love, and that's also very emotional and wonderful. So that one's a little bit more upbeat. But
For sure.
I'm just sitting on like a lot of material that I need to work with more and develop, so I'm getting there. I'm very much an amateur, and I'm not afraid to admit that.
Have you ever played at any venues or done any public events?
I have. I played a few gigs with my father. We did cover music at the Mariner Bar and Grill. That was in Connie Lake, but it's now closed. And I've also played, not done a whole gig, but I've like played songs here and there at the ICC in Meadville, the Italian Civic Club.
Right on.
Again, with my dad, just covering music.
What kind of music is he into?
Everything, just like me.
Yeah?
Yeah. But, you know, with cover music, you have to cover a lot of classic rock and older hits because that's what people want to hear. That's what people know. Nothing wrong with that, but the Beatles are definitely our favorite band to cover.
And the Beatles are great, but...
Oh, absolutely. I'm a diehard Beatles fan.
Yeah. But how do we transition from that, I guess, go-to of classical music to newer music? You know what I mean? You know how people always kind of like go to the classical music for like a cover, and everyone loves it, and it's great. Don't get me wrong, I love classic rock, but how do we transition out of that?
It's easy. You just pick whatever's popular and whatever speaks to you and you think is fun. For example, my dad and I covered Pumped Up Kicks quite a few times, and you just kind of throw the songs like, there's a way to balance the music. Like, you just don't play all happy songs and then all sad songs in a gig. You know, you have to bring the energy up, and then you also have to bring the energy down if it gets a little too rowdy.
Yeah, so what's that like for you? Have you ever made a spiritual connection with an audience?
I have, actually. One time my dad and I were playing, and this one lady, we covered, I think, A Day in the Life by the Beatles, and this one lady asked us to cover Let It Be because it was like close to her heart and it reminded her of her son that passed away. So we did that one, and it was so sweet. She was crying, and she gave us hugs afterwards, and she seemed very, very happy that someone did that for her. And it was definitely worth it.
What did that feel like for you?
I felt fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love doing stuff for other people, so I'm just a natural born giver, so I was very happy.
That's rare nowadays. Very rare. But hey, I'd love to hear some of your music.
Okay.
Yeah?
I can do that.
Let's do it.
That's why I'm here.
Okay, let's cue that commercial.
Marker. Joint Campus Media, take 3. Action.
All right, everyone, let's get this all cleared up. I would never tell you to join campus media, even if I was in a commercial for campus media. I mean, even if you were watching me live, right now, I wouldn't tell you to join, no matter what that cue card says.
Just say what's on the cue card.
No.
This is your DJ.
Even when I'm hosting my own radio show, making podcasts, or even playing my favorite songs live on air, I still wouldn't tell you to join campus media. Even when I'm writing, editing, and even taking photos for the campus newspaper, I still wouldn't tell you to join campus media. Even when I'm at a live sporting event and I'm catching all of this epic footage, I still wouldn't tell you to join campus media. But even when I'm in a room filled with campus media members and they're all wearing their super cool campus media t-shirts, I still wouldn't tell you to join. I would ask you, do you want to join campus media?
Good? Okay. All the leaves turned over, wind blown and upside down. I wished on a 3-leaf clover that the storm would flood this town. Rained for years till it reached my hill. The downtown mall is underwater. I took the canoe but I lost the thrill, looking for someplace hotter. As the homes became aquatic and the wooden birdhouses floated downstream, I let the clouds get too chaotic and the river Lethe ran through my dreams. It's time I pull the storm drain, and I've already felt the rain. Is a cliche to rhyme rain with pain. I wait for the crane to fly overhead. Fly overhead. Lead me to my metal grated bed. Now the town is a floating graveyard, but the bones settle down as we grow apart. Old friendships leave a stretched, marked heart, and to forgive is all I could impart. It's time I pull the storm drain, and I've already felt the rain. Guess I'm gonna rhyme rain and pain. I wait for the crane to fly overhead. Fly overhead. There are days I spend soaked to the bone. I think I'll never see the city again or any of my old homes. At times like those, I thank the clouds encased to the sun. But it's still easier said than done. It's time I pull the storm drain, and I've already felt the rain. Is it still cliche to rhyme rain with pain? I wait for the crane to fly overhead. Fly overhead. Tuck me into that metal grated bed. And that's all. Thank you. Next tune? When am I ready? Anytime? Okay. but I will wait forever. I need someone else to look into my eyes and tell me, girl, you know you gotta watch your health. To look into my eyes and tell me, la 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 la. To look into my eyes and tell me, la 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 la. See you on a dark night. See you on a dark night. See you on a dark night. Ooh, see you on a dark See you on a dark night. See you on a dark night. See you on a dark night. Thank you. That was a cover of Oblivion by Grimes.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Unfortunately, this brings us to the end of the semester for Music and Coffee, but that doesn't mean campus media is going anywhere. For more shows like Music and Coffee, tune in next semester and have a great summer break.